So this graph, it says this graph represents, the graph shown represents f of x a quadratic. Which of the equations match the graph? So I want to look at each of these equations and think about what I know to be true about them. And so you can multiply using the box method to get each in the standard form. In the standard, when I look at this, I know the x-intercepts are going to be positive 5 and 3. And this graph would open upwards because both coefficients of x, or both my x terms in the factors, are positive. All right, I just want to figure out what my intercepts are. So this is 3, 0, and this is 5, 0. That's going to be important. Next, when I examine B, there is a negative in front, so that tells me that my graph is going to open downwards. However, my x-intercepts, what values of x would make these factors 0? So this would be a negative 5 and a negative 3. Right? So this is opening downwards, but the intercepts are not correct. This one was opening upwards, and so that would not match my graph. Thirdly, my x-intercepts would have to be positive 5 and 3. And yes, that matches my graph. It's opening downwards. And so C would have to be it. Let's look at D. What do I know about D? My x-intercepts for D would be a negative 3, which would be over here, and a positive 5, which would be over here. So my curve is going to be also, and it's opening downwards. So it doesn't match because the intercepts don't match. So it means that the option that makes sense for me is option C. And then we were also asked to write the equation in the standard form. So we're going to take this, or y equals negative x minus 5 and x minus 3, and I'm just going to use a distributive property. That means y is equal to, I'm going to keep my negative 1 on the outside. That's going to be x squared minus 3x minus 5x, and a negative 5 times a negative 3, that's positive 15. I'm going to combine like terms, so I need to combine my negative 3x and my negative 5x, which when combined is going to be equal to negative 1 times x squared minus 8x plus 15. However, when I multiply by a negative 1, all of that changes. So all the signs inside changes. So this would be a negative x squared plus 8x minus 15. And that makes more sense if you're looking at how my graph is trending. It's definitely going to cross the y-axis in the negative area.